Match day -1 at the Edgbaston cricket ground where India will take on England in the second test of the ongoing 5-test series. Shubman Gill, the captain, attended the pre-match press conference today. Ben Stokes, the England captain, attended his side of the press conference today. Lots to discuss, Arani. We were here yesterday. We were finalizing the playing 11 of what it could be. First things first, Shubman Gill's press conference, did it confuse you or give you clarity?
It gives us a clarity that they are confused at this time. Actually, going by how they presented their press conference, their side of the story, they were contradictory statements about how they want to contain the opposition, and they said that they want to take 20 wickets up front. So there are some contradictory statements, and that I don't think they have finalized on their playing 11 yet. They must have their 12 ready, but I think the 11 would be somewhere after this session gets over.
No, it was very interesting, Arani, there. Shubman Gill started, as you said, about having that spinner who could contain the opposition because they feel, after the Leeds test, that they are better off having a spinner who can give them that control. That's what Jadeja did. I think more than picking wickets, Jadeja's effort and intent in both the innings was to contain that flow of runs. The way he bowled to Ben Stokes, who was constantly reverse sweeping him from that rough. And now, when you talk about containing the opposition, the one bowler who can do that in the ranks, I'm not saying Kuldeep can't do that, but you're dropping a major hint that Washington Sundar could be that bowler, because in the same breath, he was also talking about extending that batting and getting some more solidity at probably 6, 7, 8.
See, when we talk about containment, we need to see what is the run rate they're looking at to contain them at. So, Washington, we go by his IPL stats, his one-day stats. He contains them at 4. In IPL, he may go at 7, 7.5, which is very good. In ODIs, he'll go at 5, which is very good. But in Test cricket, what are you looking at? Can he give the team 3 runs per over spells over a 20-over period? And in that, create enough pressure to take wickets as well. So, I think for containment, you need wickets as well. You can't get into a defensive mindset. That's what they need to figure out. And by no means there will not be a rank turner. It's a dry pitch. It won't be a Wankhede or a Pune. You need a little bit more of skills to the air.
You definitely need smart bowlers, and that is what is baffling right now, because we have been talking about Kuldeep for the last close to a decade now. You know, ever since Ravi Shastri, I think 6, 7 years back, called him the #1 series spinner away from home. He kept waiting. Unfortunate to miss the Australia tour due to an injury. Came back in the Champions Trophy, got his rhythm back in the business end of the tournament. Did well in the IPL like he always does. And you kind of had that sense that, now that Ashwin is in there, and Ashwin himself on his YouTube show mentioned that now that I'm not there, maybe Kuldeep gets to play more often. It was tricky when it came to Leeds because of the weather, but when you came here, I think the first thing which everyone thought, okay, this is Kuldeep kind of surface. But now we are hearing Washington Sundar. So where does that leave Kuldeep? And how much does it reflect about the mindset of this management going ahead with someone who could bat a bit, bowl a bit, and do the bits and pieces job?
I think they're stuck with the T20 mode of thinking. The utility players, you can have that for over a period of 20 overs or 50 overs. When it stretches out to 5 days, all session, 15 sessions, that's when the skill comes in. That's when you try to deceive you get into the head of the players, opposition and everything. That's why they're stuck. I think they're obsessed with elongating their batting, which is, I think, a bit unfair when you pick a bowler on the basis of his batting skills.
And it's unfortunate, especially for Kuldeep. I think it's very unfortunate, because you would want him now that, when he's kind of aging like fine wine as far as spin is concerned, has a very mature head on his shoulder. Or spinners की जैसे हम बात करते हैं, दिलेर spinner है वो. But it's unfortunate that, he could fall back in the pecking order again. Washington could pip him. But there's also an interesting discussion happening around Nitish Kumar Reddy. Ryan Tenduscott is said, and Shubman Gill today in the press conference said there's a possibility of 4-5 bowlers and that 6th bowling option. So Nitish could become the 6th bowling option, and if I dare say so, that could also happen at the cost of a specialist batter if they're looking in that direction.
I think they're playing a more reactive game now, rather than being proactive. They're just trying to have reinforcement for which can last 5 days. But they're not thinking of dominating as such right now. They're just thinking, if we can hold the English team together, stay in the game for as long as they can.
Yeah.
They can change the tempo, or maybe they can play on the patience of the English team. But you need skills. In Test cricket, you need out and out skills.
And I think when your first intention is going into a test match, you are looking to contain the opposition.
Yeah.
I think you're already on the back foot, because test match, they have been saying, that's where contradiction, that's how you started, and that was very well summed up, that they were contradicting. Gautam Gambhir has been saying we need 20 wickets, Shubman has been saying we need 20 wickets, but at the same time you said that you need a spinner who could contain the opposition. If you're looking to contain this English attack, they're mavericks, they're freaks. They'll chase 400, they'll chase 450, they will go after it. And this is one ground, Arani, where they haven't lost a test to India. India haven't won a test here. Shubman was very had that touch of flamboyance when he said that, this is the best Indian team, we have picked the best players, so on and so forth. But you just can't go into a test match thinking to contain the opposition.
So it's a good thing that Shubman tried to pitch his team as the best one that has told England.
He's not the only one who has done that.
That's the best. That's the least that a captain can do for his team, to give them the confidence. But then you're going into a test match looking to just hang in there. They're looking to play percentage cricket here. These cricketers have pulled off test matches. These young boys, right from Gaba, they were very inexperienced when they pulled off test matches, but then they played fearless cricket. Here it seems you're trying to play the percentage game. But when this English team is coming hard at you, and when they can really take the game away from you in matter of a session, I think that's the risk you're taking. With this inexperience, you never know how the bowling would react once they get going. With Kuldeep and out and out attacking option, there is always a wicket taking chance.
Absolutely.
So they are a bit agey in going forward, playing bold cricket right now. If you remember, Ashwin played a test match in 2018 here. He took 2 wickets in the first hour. And the ball gripped, the bounce, because there's moisture, if there's dampness there, it works for the spinners. It's not just the dry pitch.
Kuldeep was trying to show them with practicing while with the
and
new
now
ball.
He's trying to show them with the bat in the nets, optional net session. So maybe, I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they can pull this off. I think they're more relying on England to burst here. Just play on their patience.
I think to fairly sum it up, they are waiting for things to happen. They don't want to make things happen, and that is the only problem which I have with this management right now. If we go into the second test and we are thinking about 3 to 4 changes right now, it's just changing the fabric of the side, and that clearly is just not dependent on the Bumrah factor. We'll not repeat like a broken record of what is up with Bumrah, because the team management keeps beating around the bush. We'll take that last
minute call. If he had been playing, they would have announced it right now.
We are taking that call in the evening, this, that, and all that jazz. But one thing which I asked Shubman, Arani, was how much does Bumrah's availability and unavailability affect the composition of the squad? Because if Bumrah goes out, which he is most likely to, who will pick your 20 wickets? Bumrah was picking the bulk of those wickets in the last 6-7 matches India have played. Now if Bumrah goes out, you are not looking to play Kuldeep. Where do the wickets come from? So Shubman said that it's a straight swap with Bumrah. They already have that in mind. And with regards to a spinner who is likely to play, they'll take that call again. The usual old dialogue after looking at the pitch.
See, we can understand if Bumrah was playing and he wanted a spinner who can contain. That's when Bumrah becomes all the more lethal. When the scoreboard pressure starts happening, and we can understand. But now that Bumrah is not there, you need someone to force the issue. And I think, again, I must repeat, it's a big tour for Siraj. I think the team management may soon run out of patience if he cannot lead the attack here on a day 1 pitch or on a 5th day pitch when the bounce is up and down. I think that's a big tour for Siraj. He has to become that frontline bowler.
Absolutely. So that was it. Me, Sahil, Malhotra and Arani Basu from the Edgbaston cricket ground. Keep joining us for all the updates from Ground Zero. Match action starts tomorrow. We'll give you all the updates before the match starts. We'll be joining you from outside the venue, taking in all your questions. So keep watching, keep supporting, like, share, subscribe, and have a very nice day.